The broadcast is live. Well, hello everyone, and how are you? I am Reverend Janet Reynolds, and welcome to Insight with Blue Feather. And of course, Blue Feather is my guide, and he is the one that tells me words, and he also shows me symbols. I am an ordained minister, and not only that, I'm an intuitive counselor, a psychic, a spirit medium. But Blue Feather is the one that gives me all of the information, and he's been around me for a very long time. So, welcome to my show tonight, Insight with Blue Feather. And just to let you know, I have a very special guest tonight, and my guest is Frederick L Woods. But before I get into that with Frederick, let me just say this is if anybody has a question that they would like to ask us, either Fred or myself, please call 813-814-1601, and we will gladly answer it for you. But let me tell you a little bit about Frederick. He is a spiritual and an intuitive life coach. He's a spiritual mentor, a Reiki Master, and a Theta healer, okay? But the thing that impresses me the most that he says is there are 4 keys to my approach on coaching, and that's trust, be present, no judgment, and most of all, I will listen. But before we really get into it, Fred, I only know you as an artist. God love you. That's all I know you as. I didn't realize that you had the experience and the background that you have as with life coaching and intuitive healing and all of that. So to get started, please tell me a little bit more. I know you as an artist, but tell me a little bit more about what you do, like what I just explained, and then we'll get into the artistic part of you.
Okay. Okay. One of the things I love to do when I work with a client, I just introduce bowls. And so I like to do like a little sound bath, maybe open up his chakras and stuff like that. And then from there, a friend of mine, recorded a didgeridoo. And so I would play that while I'm playing the bowls and stuff, and just to bring people down. Then at that point, then I do some Reiki and some Theta, and I have a notepad. And so I call it surface reading. So whatever I feel like comes up, I'll jot it down or make a note of it. So when I sit with the client, then we can discuss, what I felt like came up for them. And from there, if I feel like it's a block or something, then we can remove that.
Okay, Fred, you talked about the bowls. Who's playing the bowls?
The singing bowls, I am. I love them. I love, I mean, I have quite a few friends of mine who use singing bowls in their practice. And so it's just something that I wanted to introduce into my practice.
Okay, so then, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a step 1, 2, 3, please. So
Okay.
when you have an individual or a client or a customer that comes to you and they want counseling, can we say counseling or
Yeah.
reading?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
say reading also?
I don't consider myself as a reader, as a psychic. I consider myself more of a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, all of my trainings, that I've had led to that point where, I could be a reader. And that's why I call, what I do surface reading, because I don't like see things or like I don't do what you do,
You
because you're really good at
You don't see what I see.
You know, you're really good at what you do. So,
Well, that part, okay, yes, but you're missing out if you don't see what I see.
yeah,
But I'm sure I'm missing out on what you're doing as a healer. But I
right,
think that it's beautiful that so you start out with the bowls,
right,
plant
right.
bowls.
Right.
So
Well, I clear the space first, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times when they come in, they have a lot of stuff on them. So we do a little light breathing, just to, just start, bringing us up down. And then at that point, then I'll introduce the bowls.
but we need to explain to everybody.
The singing bowls.
Yes, thank you. See, you read my mind, so you must be psychic.
Right. So the wonderful thing about singing bowls, because they all have a different vibration.
Yes.
And And so you can do wonderful things with the bowls. You can play around the person. You can put the bowl on the person and play the bowl, just to open up that chakra. And each bowl is located with each chakra,
Mhm.
and like tomorrow I'm getting two bowls, which is the A bowl and the G bowl, which is your third eye
Mhm.
and your throat.
Very
So
good. Okay. Well, you know what? When you mention the throat, Fred, that is so important. And
yes.
that is, as in when we spoke, or when you said the magic words, the chakras, perhaps maybe I'll say to you, I know what the chakras are. So please explain to everyone what the chakras are. And then we'll get into a little bit of, we'll get a little bit intense into that.
Okay. So most people talk about, the seven chakras that we have, right? But in actuality, we actually have more chakras than just seven. It literally goes up and up and up. But you start from your root chakra, which is at your
Spine.
sacral, yeah, and then you just move all the way up until you know the purple up there, which I'm wearing purple.
Right. Well, you know, it is. It's they're the colors of the rainbow
Right,
as chakras. But when
yes,
you get to the top is, as I know it, is white. And yes, I know it as Christ consciousness. So,
right,
but it can be also purple. Okay, so yes, the chakras are very, very important. Uh,
right,
in order to balance out our bodies. So
right.
now go one step further, please, and please explain. Now go into the bowls.
Singing bowls, which
Yeah.
which is awesome because it's a vibration, it's a tone, and the tones are connected with each of the chakras, and the tones are also musical notes, like fa, re, mi, da, mo, you know what I mean? So these vibrations, you know, helps open up, especially if you're feeling stuck in certain area, like your root chakra, which is red. And if you're feeling stuck and you put that bowl there around your root chakra, that will help opening up that. And and when I'm working with people and I'm doing the bowls, what I mean, and I feel like, there's a major block. And like I said, what I do, I just write that down. And then when I sit with the client, then we'll work on, some theta to help remove some of that block around whatever's going on. And you know that your sacral chakra, your root chakra, is your basic chakra. It's your the needs, that you have, like water, food, love. And so a lot of times, when we're going through life, if we don't have these basic needs, when we get older, we're searching for them. So that's why a lot of times people find themselves in situations because they're searching for something they didn't have when they was young.
Oh, okay, okay. And just to add a little bit to that, I know the root chakra as it can be fear and or
Yeah,
anger. Yes, so that is something that needs to, be worked with. We need to say no anger, no fear,
right,
and and pray for our day to be positive. But
Right.
now go to the throat chakra, because that interests me a lot. So please go to the throat chakra, what you were saying in the beginning.
Okay, so your throat chakra and your heart chakra, which is green, is connected. They're
Mm-hmm.
two connected. So if your heart chakra is blocked, so usually what happens is it affects your throat. So you're not speaking your truth. You're not,
Ah.
speaking up for yourself, and because your
Mhm.
heart chakra is blocked, or if your throat is like, your throat chakra is blocked, then you're like you could be in a situation or be around people and you're just not being honest. You're not being yourself. And so
Mhm.
that closes up your heart because your heart is your filter. And it filters, all the love and all the purity, you know what I mean? And if somebody's a very toxic person, right?
Mhm.
So it can affect your heart chakra because
Okay.
you're not speaking up, you're not being yourself, you're not being truthful to yourself. So you just so you hold on and your heart is like, I'm trying to filter this stuff, but I just need for you to speak up, be yourself.
Right. And I agree with you, because what I do every day, Fred, is I do lay on the floor, and
Yeah.
I always balance out my chakras. And I learned, I had I'm going to say a CD, but that's not what it was, from a long time ago. Um,
Which is
that,
cool.
uh-huh. So, and boy, has time changed. But anyway, Shirley MacLaine taught me a lot about the chakras.
Right.
And then what I did is I took from her teaching, I created my own way of balancing out my chakras.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I do more than anything is I do work on my throat chakra, and I say that I want to walk my talk and talk my walk. But
Yes.
now, what I've had to do is I have had to add diplomatically. So every day I ask them to help me to walk my talk and talk my walk
Yes.
diplomatically, because if you don't say it correctly, and if you do it in anger, it's not going to help you.
Right. 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 And that's setting intentions in the mornings, especially, if I want to have a great day, then I want to say I want to have a great day. I don't
Yeah.
want to start up in the day and saying, man, I got this to do, and oh my gosh, I know it's going to be a horrible day. So you're creating that intention, so the
Yeah.
first thing is going to happen, you're going to walk out the door, maybe stump your toe, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's it. The rest of my day is just
No.
horrible, and
Right.
I
No,
just can't wait till this day to end.
no, you don't. You never want to start your day saying it's going to be a bad day. Never.
Right,
Every
right.
day is a good day, and that's
Yes, yes, yes. There's
yeah.
that 20 seconds between, when you wake up with your subconscious and your conscious mind, that you want to set your attention there because your subconscious mind is like listening, before
Right.
your conscious mind kicks in.
Right. And that's the truth. So with the bottom chakra, the red chakra, I always say no anger, no fear. No matter what, no anger, no fear. And then we go up to the yellow and the
Right.
orange, and we
The
want to.
orange is your creativity.
Yes, it is. You want to be creative, and the yellow, you want to stay positive
Yep.
all day, which is not an easy thing to do. Okay, so but that's good to know that you do start out with the bowls, and you do start out balancing out the chakras. I think that is really that's good to know. I do, when I do my readings, I try to tell the people, I call her the psychic lady. So I have a picture of a psychic lady, and I have all of the things that I say every day right along each chakra. And then I give it out to people who would like to have it so that they can, concentrate on that day for day and help themselves.
Right.
So,
Right.
but that's good to know. So now, the one thing this is another thing I didn't realize that you worked 30 years in a hospital.
Yes. Yes. I worked with patients and with in middle estate administration part. You know what I mean? So you know, I worked different jobs. You know, and my last job there, I worked in the burn unit with burn patients. But
Mhm.
um, but it was a very interesting job, and it's definitely a job that I
It had to
probably
be very challenging, right? Or
it was very
difficult.
challenging because the positions that I took at that job was very challenging positions. You know, I was on a stat team with
Mhm.
nurses and doctors, and someone was trying to transcend, we would go and take over and try to bring the person back. And sometimes we would, and sometimes we didn't. You know, but
Mhm.
yeah. So it was a it actually was a very stressful time, but at the time I did not know that, you know, because I was
Mhm.
just so caught up in that.
Mhm.
It was when I moved to St. Pete and I truly started on my spiritual journey, which when I was living in Gainesville, I was taking some classes with a friend of mine's, Peggy,
Mhm.
and her office is where I go once a month to do some healing work in
Mhm.
Gainesville.
Right.
So that was my journey. I started my journey, you know, along with other teachers in Gainesville and also in Casadega.
Right. Right. Now you know what you took spiritual life coach, Dr. Tom
Yeah,
Tom.
at Crystal Bay Hotel,
Say that again, please.
Crystal Bay Hotel, right on Central.
Yes. Okay. I was just going to ask you, isn't that Mark, Dr.
Mark.
Mark Tom?
Hmm.
Yes. Oh, he's a good man. I know him from way, way back.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
I do. Is he still there at the Castle Hotel?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that I know of. Yeah, you know.
Because I don't get as many emails as I used to. So everything has changed so much, and I
Yeah.
won't. I won't dare get into COVID. Okay.
Well, you know,
Anyway.
there's a lot of people who are waking up, you know, and which is beautiful, you know, because the people are waking up, you know, and they have all of this knowledge of or awareness going on within itself, you know. And that's the beautiful part about people who are healers, because we're here to help them, you know, understand, you know, what is this I'm feeling? What is going on with me? Why do I feel this way? You know, and it
Right.
can be very challenging. Most people get
Yes.
really angry.
Oh. Oh. That was the magic word, Fred. Not most people, a lot of people get really angry. It just amazes me. But I can understand it because of
Right,
all of the changes
right,
that has transpired. Do you know, even for myself, when COVID hit and everything stopped, can we just say everything stopped? That really messed, well, I'm going to say it messed me up a little. I can say about that
okay,
much. Okay. But a lot of other people, even more. I mean, not to be able to hug our clients, to have to elbow our clients, for all of the meetups and everything to have
right,
stopped.
right.
That just, I was so glad that we met Kathy Perry last week, the couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
That
that was fun.
yes. So now, did it affect you? Because it did. It did depress me. I did have to go, and I'm not a depressing person. I did have to go to my doctor. I did my uh,
Wow.
to get my thyroid, my medicine enhanced. I had to take more because it just really tore me up. It did. So how
Yeah.
did it affect you?
Well, to be honest with you, to me, I felt like it was a blessing. it gave me the opportunity to really go within myself to figure out what's going on with who I am, to connect more to who I am and my purpose in life. So I recognize, I spend time with myself. I figured out, who holds value in my life, and the things that I was doing, because I had to sit with that. The things I was doing, was it really bringing any kind of value or purpose to myself and to the people who I respect and people who I'm reaching out to? You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna help others, I need to be able to help myself.
Mm-hmm.
So so by me going within and truly, like especially working on a lot of with my shadows and recovering my gifts from my shadows, and working on that dark side of myself, facing my demons and recognizing that, that these demons are no longer a demon, but they're actually stepping stones to something even greater.
I think that saying stepping stones is a lot nicer than saying demons, because I mean, really, we do all have to experience
Right,
many things in order to grow. In
right,
order to grow, it
right,
doesn't make that life is easy. It doesn't, or it. I like to use the word challenge
right,
because it's a nicer word,
right.
and we really do go through a lot. But
Yes, yes. We have to go through the storm to see the light.
yes, oh, that's a good way to say it. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more about what you do, but the thing that you do the most that I appreciate and enjoy is your art. So
Yeah.
please talk to me about your art.
So I call my art art for the soul. I feel like, that my art comes from a place, well, not from this place, but and I feel like I get a lot of help from people from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I sit with my art and I say, okay, I'm gonna create something, so whoever wants to come through, come through, and then we create something together. But I feel like also that I paint for other people, that my artwork is for, not for me, but for one particular person. My art is different, but it's not different, because many artists have painted the same thing I painted. It's just, recycled. But I like doing different styles and creating different, pictures and stuff like that. And I love telling a story with my art. So all of my paintings have a story. It could be about myself, something I've seen, or something that somebody said, or even like when I was first starting out, and I had a bunch of friends who used to hang out, and they knew that my painting sometimes is could be them, and so when they come to my show, they'd be like, uh, that painting is not about me, right?
I've seen some of your paintings when I came over. It was in St. Pete, right? Where was it that I came? Your shop, the shop that you had. It's been a couple years ago. It's probably been 4 years ago.
Well, I brought some of my paintings to the networking group, you
Hmm.
know, and then oh, it was at the that
Keep
that
thinking. Keep thinking.
it was the realtor place. That
Oh,
was it.
yes.
The
Okay. Yeah.
realtor place when you came to my opening there.
Yes, I did. Yes, and your artwork was just it is really beautiful, Fred.
Thank you.
The fact that you do bring it when we used to have the meetings, uh,
Right.
was really good, and yes, you did do some talks, and I also noticed there are some, or wasn't there one or two paintings with my favorite people, the elephants.
Yeah, I love elephants. Elephants.
I love the elephant. I say that they are my favorite people,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially, especially the mama, because mama is a good mother.
Yeah.
But but what I learned is that elephants can cry.
Yo. Oh yeah.
I did not know that. And I do
Yes.
have, I have a friend of mine that gave me an elephant statue, and it has a tear going down the eye that is in
Mm,
crystal, and it's beautiful. But I didn't realize mama elephants could cry, but I know that
yes.
now. So, but your
Yes.
artwork is beautiful. So now
Thank you.
let me ask you another question, because I see where you've had the Reiki training level. This is going to go back to what you do. But I know your artwork is your favorite. Your Reiki training is level 1, 2, and you are a master teacher. Okay,
Correct. Correct.
level 3. So
Yeah.
that helps you an extreme amount when you're doing healings. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I have my degree in that also. One of my degrees in Reiki healing. I don't use it as much as I used to, but it's good that we can do that. Now, do you do distant healing?
I do not. I do not. Certain parts of the body, yes, but most of the time, no. It's more hand touch. If someone chooses not for me to touch, I always say, hey, do you mind, you know, or when I'm telling them, this is what I'm gonna do, and it's an invasive touch, just kind of lightly touch me, just get, the energy flowing and stuff. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends, they do distant healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, and we used to do that at the churches all the time. Not
Yeah,
the
I used to
distant
go to the
healing.
church and do the healing.
Yes, and do the healing. So I sort of miss it, and I have done distant healing, and
Yeah,
it's a good quality to have. So yeah, I'm glad to know that you do that. Now tell me a little bit about theta healing. Am I saying that right?
yeah, yeah. So, theta healing is basically, you're taking the client to a theta state. And from there, that's where a lot of your beliefs and a lot of your beliefs or stuff that you hold on to. It could be ancestral stuff. It could be not, because a lot of stuff that we carry is not our stuff, but it's ancestral. So it's passed on to us for us to heal it. And so going to a theta state is beautiful because you can help that person, with with the healer to remove some of the blocks that you're carrying that don't belong to you.
Yeah, and I'm sure that people sometimes really do not realize how much they block themselves.
Yes, yes, yes. I work with guys who actually cried, once they released a lot of that stuff that they were holding on to.
Yes, and fear and anger, mainly anger, we really hold on to quite a bit sometimes. And the magic word is forgiveness.
Right.
Yes, a lot of people don't honestly, and then you can tell me about that, know how to forgive others.
Right, right. When we talk about forgiveness, I tell people, there's three things that you have to forgive. You need to forgive yourself, forgive that person, and forgive the situation. And
That's
if you can, huh?
that's
I'm sorry.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
Right. And and if you do two out of the three, then you're still holding on to that stuff. It's the same thing, when it comes to when people talk about um, I need to, I want to forgive this person, or if I'm holding on something, and I just can't let go of it. But they need to realize that the person that they're really forgiving is their self,
Hmm.
because no one can do anything to you unless you allow them to, So if you're giving your power away to someone else, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm mad with you because you done this to me, and this is horrible, you know. But if you Still in your focus. It reminds me of the 4 agreements. You know, when one say, you know, be impeccable with your words, and two, not to take it personally. You
Mhm.
know, and I've been practicing that. You know, which is ironic. You
Well,
know,
right. It's hard
right.
not to take it personally sometimes.
But if you are impeccable with your words, speaking your truth, you know, then you don't have to. You know, what I mean, you don't have to take anything personally because you are being your authentic self. You've been truthful. So if I'm being truthful to myself and truthful to everyone else, I will not put myself in a situation where I have to take anything personally.
Well, I think that you're very correct in what you're saying, but I just want you to know we have some friends that have been saying hello to us. So I feel you had a friend. I know Graham, I know Sandy. Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
Mickey.
Fred, you got Mickey. Charles, you got, no, Charlene.
Oh,
Charlene's telling you hello.
hey.
And Susan Rowland, Anthony.
Oh,
See? So, oh, and I got Sandy. There's Sandy Williamson. And then there's Graham. So we just need to tell
hey,
them all.
Graham.
Yeah. Do you know Graham? Do you know Graham?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Okay. Well, he's a reader, but he's a British reader.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And you have to really listen because he's got his accent. And sometimes that's not always easy.
Graham, you should contact me. I would love to talk with you. I love
Okay.
talking with people. I love people. I love talking with people.
Well, you would love Graham and you would love his wife. We were just up in Jacksonville
Mm,
weekend and we did
yes.
a big spiritualist event and
Oh,
Graham was there and I was even able to do my workshop, the dream class, and
yeah.
12 people. I was so happy. So
Nice. Nice.
but the drive up and the drive back was a challenge. Took me 3 hours up and 3 hours back, but
Yeah.
it was a very good event. So I was very thankful to be there, and everything worked out very well for me. So, but now I'm going to ask you another question or two, if I can, please.
Well,
Uh,
can I plug that I'm gonna be working on a workshop with some
you
friends of
can,
mine
yes, right
next
ahead.
year. Next year. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll definitely let people know about that. So
Well, who are your friends? Can you tell us that, or where is it going to be, or how are you going to do it?
so they have a beautiful place in well, it's in Gainesville, outside of Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine who I bought a bowl from. She does workshop there, and
Mm-hmm.
so I went online and looked it up, and it's like, wow, it's beautiful. And so a friend of mine, Brian, who's an incredible healer, and he does acupuncture, but he's also a nutritionist,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that he's one of those intuitive healing person because he just knows his craft. And another friend of mine's Kelly, who's also a yoga instructor. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're thinking about doing a workshop together, creating a master class for people to come and visit. And I'll do my healing and bowls and yoga, and he'll do his nutritional thing. And so it'll be cool.
Well, I'll just have to talk to you about that to see if I can come up there with you. And I can either do the workshop or I can still be the psychic reader that I am. And
Yes, you are.
yeah, yeah. It's, words are so important. I think that it's special that you heal one way and I can heal another because I like to think that my words heal. And
Right.
I have learned quite a bit as you have, but the psychic reading is pretty much my. Oh,
Thanks.
see, now Graham's telling you it sounds like a great event, and he needs dates and addresses.
Yeah, no,
Okay?
it's
Yes.
still in the works.
Okay. when you're ready, you have to let us know, because then I can let Graham and everybody, I can send out my newsletter and let
Right.
everybody know. But, really, Fred, words are so important when you are speaking with people, like even for yourself, when you're doing counseling in one way, words are very, very important.
Right.
People do listen. So, and
Yeah,
I'm really,
when it comes to words, like I had a conversation with a friend of mine today who was talking about, words. You have to be careful what you're putting out there. When you speak, because when we say words, we say stuff all the time, you
mhm.
know, and the universe is listening. But when we put emotion behind these words, and then we keep repeating the same words, constantly, then the universe says, well, oh, well, this person must want this. So the universe don't know right or wrong. It just knows that you want this, and the universe wants to please you. So it's going to give you what it is. So we have to be very aware when we're stating stuff or we're putting
Oh,
stuff out there.
yes, of what we say. It's not
Yeah.
it's not what we say, it's how we
You
say it.
say it.
That's what is important. And I want to run back to our word forgiveness,
Yes.
okay, Fred, because what I have learned and try to teach others is when we need to forgive people who have really hurt us, we lay in bed in the morning or at night before we go to bed, at night when we go to bed before we go to sleep, create a beautiful pink bubble, but it's a pink bubble of love. And what we do is we put that person, and we can put ourselves in that bubble and tell them that we give them and we forgive ourselves. And then one more thing to say more than anything is we do have to love ourselves.
Right. 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 We can't get what we don't have. If we
No.
don't love ourselves, then how do you expect people to love you? Or, how do you teach people or show people how you want to be loved? You know?
Yes, it's very important. And one of the things that you say, where there are four keys to my approach on coaching, your magic word to me is trust.
Yes. Yes.
Trust
If you
is
don't,
so
it's the
important.
foundation for everything. If you don't have trust, then you have nothing. You building your building on shaky grounds, and it will collapse.
And the other thing, it's not just trust what's going on around you, but it's trusting the guys. That's what I call them, the guys, meaning our spiritual guides, meaning our angels and
Right.
our family members that have passed. We just need to trust that that really is there.
Right. Right.
Which,
Trusting yourself, you know, not
yeah,
only putting boundaries, people put boundaries on other people, showing them how they want to be loved, but you need to put boundaries on yourself too.
yeah.
It's like, well, I know that I always do this way.
Mhm.
Well, today I'm not gonna do it this way. You know what I mean? I'm gonna recognize, and be careful, and just when that shows up, I'm just gonna say, no, not today. Not
Mhm.
That's not who I am in it now anymore.
No, and that's important. But I'm going to go to one more before we leave here, because we've got a couple
Okay.
minutes left.
Okay.
I love your word. No judgment. No
Yes.
judgment.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
trust in yourself first. First. What does it say? Trust in yourself first. Game changer to clarity. That's from Graham. But
Yeah.
talk to me real quick about no judgment, because I love that. No judgment.
Well, because a lot of times when people come to you, like if I came to you and I say I have an issue and things are just really really horrible, and life is just kicking me in the butt, and you say, oh, you know what I made for dinner last night, or it's like, why do you feel that way? That's stupid. Man, you need to stop thinking that way. Who told you that? You know what I mean? Just these supposed to be helpful words that people are telling you, but they're not that helpful. You know,
Mhm.
people, a lot of times people think, you know, if I be mean or if I'm coming from here, or even if I'm giving you a hug and say, you know, oh, it's gonna be good, it's just gonna work out. No, no, that's a lot of times that's not what people want to hear. They just want to verbalize what's going on in their life. They just need for someone to listen to them. I
Right.
don't want your answer. You know what I mean? I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to listen and let me figure it out. Because normally, if you let them go through it, they'll figure it out themselves and they'll answer their own questions. You
Right.
know, they
Yes.
just need to get it out of them. You know, so that's where the no judgment come. Because I sit there, I listen, and I don't judge. You know, I don't care because it's not me. You know what I mean?
No.
This is your journey. You're going through it. I'm just here to help you. You know,
Right.
the best way I can.
And that's a good thing, no judgment. And I really believe that that is so important in today's world. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I don't, a lot of times, you know, I have my own opinion. And maybe somebody doesn't have the same opinion that I have.
Right.
And, you know,
But
it's
that's
hard.
okay.
That's exactly right. That's okay.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't
I
matter.
no, it doesn't. So, but you know what? We have done so well tonight. But what I want to do is because we're getting ready, we only got about 2 minutes left to the show.
Okay.
Please tell everybody, Fred, how they can get a hold of you.
Well, you can call me. Um, my number is 352-284-7568. And if I don't pick up, just leave a message or my Hotmail, which is woodfred@hotmail.com. And I also have a website, rootingwithin.com. And
Okay.
yeah, or text me, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a good idea. So, I just want to thank you so very, very much for being here tonight.
Thank
Uh,
you, Janet.
oh, you're more than welcome. Is that picture behind you one of your paintings?
Oh yeah, it's
Yes,
yes.
it's beautiful.
It was a painting I did when my mom passed.
Hmm.
This was a painting I did of a woman holding a baby, you know. So
I think it's very beautiful from what I can see.
I know
So
there's a glare on it.
I know, but that's okay. Fred, I guess people would just have to contact you to see your paintings, or are
Oh,
you,
well, I have a website,
okay,
which
good.
is rootmanart at .com. ROOTMAN. Oh, she's putting it right there.
Oh, yes, it's so
Rootman
great.
Art at, yeah.
Yeah, see there?
Thank you.
So that people can get a hold of you, because I can sincerely say that your artwork is beautiful, but also to just tell you that you're really a pretty special kind of guy. And thank you for being here tonight. I
Thank you.
really enjoyed it. So you take good care of yourself, okay?
You
And
too. You too.
I, I will, I promise. And I'll see you at Kathy's.
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.